What no one anticipated, what no one could have possibly envisioned, was at the start of the event, a calm and disciplined German shepherd named Rex would suddenly halt in his tracks, fix his gaze on the massive painting hanging just above the stage, and growl. Without warning, Rex lunged forward. His teeth tore through the aged canvas with ferocity. Screams erupted. Confusion spread rapidly. Some thought he'd gone rogue, but when the painting fell, revealing what had been concealed behind it, the entire room fell silent. What Rex had discovered would expose the school's darkest secret. It was supposed to be a routine community outreach day. Officer Mark and Rex had been invited to Jefferson Middle School to conduct a demonstration as part of the department's effort to build trust and educate children about safety. The gymnasium buzzed with energy. Kids sat cross-legged on the hardwood floor, while teachers lined the walls. Smiling politely, Rex sat alertly beside Mark, ears perked, scanning the crowd as if already on the job. The demonstration commenced as usual. Rex demonstrated his obedience, responded to sent commands, and even performed a mock search with ease. The children clapped and giggled as he trotted back to Mark, tail wagging, proud and composed. Then, something shifted as the applause subsided. Rex's demeanor changed. His tail lowered, his ears sharpened, and his body stiffened. Without warning, he spun sharply and fixated on the wall, specifically on a large, faded mural near the exit. Mark noticed immediately. Rex didn't behave like this unless something serious was happening. Mark issued a quiet command for Rex to come back, but the dog didn't move. Instead, he took a step forward and growled softly, his eyes locked onto the painting. The gym grew eerily silent. Something had caught Rex's attention, and Mark knew better than to ignore it. Before anyone could react, Rex bolted. In an instant, the trained K-9 leapt toward the mural on the wall. Teachers gasped. A few children screamed. Mark's instincts kicked in. "Rex! Wait!" he called out. But the dog had already committed. His powerful paws made contact with the wall, claws scraping against the old canvas as he began tearing into the lower corner of the painting. It wasn't aggression. It was focus, precision. Rex wasn't just acting out. He was investigating. Mark had seen that expression before, usually during serious drug raids or high-stakes searches. Something was hidden behind that painting, and Rex was determined to uncover it. The mural, depicting children reading under a tree, started to peel away. Large chunks of canvas flapped as Rex clawed and tugged at the material. Mark hurried over, grabbing Rex by the harness, trying to stop him. But then he paused. The faint but distinct smell, sharp, acrid. Mark's eyes widened. It wasn't just old paint or mildew. It was something more dangerous. Chemicals, possibly explosive residue. Rex had detected something serious. The room was no longer a classroom. It had become a potential crime scene. Mark crouched beside Rex, narrowing his eyes as he peered behind the torn painting. Dust floated in the sunlight, streaming through the windows, casting a hazy glow over the cracked wall. What he saw next made his breath catch. Embedded into the wall behind the canvas was a small wooden panel. It had no visible hinges or handle, but it was slightly ajar. Rex let out a low, rumbling growl, his nose pressed against the gap. Mark reached forward and gently pulled it open. Inside, hidden within the compartment, was a metal box, old, rusted, locked with a strange mechanism. It didn't look like something a teacher had stashed away for safekeeping. It seemed deliberate and secretive. With care, Mark pulled it out, setting it on the ground. A teacher, pale-faced, whispered, "What is that doing behind a painting in a school?" Mark didn't respond. Instead, he was already calling it into the station, requesting backup and a bomb squad, just in case. While waiting, Rex remained alert, ears up, body blocking access to the box. When the squad arrived, They quickly secured the item and performed a scan. The results stunned everyone. Inside the box were documents, decades-old maps, building schematics, even a small firearm wrapped in cloth. But most shocking was a folder marked classified, containing photos in coded letters tied to a Cold War intelligence operation. This wasn't just a forgotten box. It was a piece of concealed history buried in plain sight. The next days at the school were anything but ordinary. News vans filled the parking lot. Reporters eagerly covered what was now called the Hidden Cold War Vault. Inside the school, investigators worked tirelessly, combing through every inch of the old building for more clues. Historians were brought in, and what they uncovered shocked everyone, even seasoned professionals. The school had unknowingly been built atop a covert intelligence station during the Cold War era. Back then, the town was quiet but strategically located, perfect for hiding communication equipment and personnel out of Soviet reach. The compartment behind the painting had been used as a dead drop, a secure location where intelligence officers left messages, maps, and sensitive data for couriers. The painting itself had been hung decades later by a well-meaning teacher, completely unaware of what it concealed. The classified documents revealed names, operations, and encrypted communications never made public. Some individuals named were still alive, elderly, scattered across the country. A few were contacted and confirmed the school's mysterious past with quiet nods and tears. Parents were stunned. Students were fascinated. The principal, who had recently been worried about budget cuts, now found herself fielding calls from the Pentagon and historical preservationists. And at the center of it all was Rex, the dog who had sensed what no human ever could, tearing through not just canvas but history itself. The town would never see that school the same way again. Rex wasn't just a K-9 officer anymore. He had become a local legend. No, a national hero. Rex stood beside Officer Daniels, his partner and handler, wearing a shiny new medal around his neck. The town council awarded him the K-9 Valor Medal, a rare honor, and named him an honorary citizen of the town. But for Daniels, who had trained with Rex since he was a pup, it wasn't the medals or the media attention that mattered most. He knelt beside Rex that evening, scratching behind his ears and whispering, "You saved more than just a secret today. Buddy, you reminded us of what's been hidden for far too long.